Hello, everybody. I've just watched the podcast of Call Her Daddy with Kim Kardashian, and I would like to share some thoughts that I had after I watched this. I will try to be very quick because I don't have much time. So, first of all, I've just realized that Kim Kardashian is a hoarder. I've never knew this about her, but she clearly is. She's obsessed with things, with material things, which is not a bad thing, not to criticize her, just that the things matter so much to her that she has a whole archives where she keeps her clothes and bags and jewelry and everything that she bought throughout the years. We've seen before the way she's acting when she loses something, like that time when she lost her earrings, or the time when her mom didn't buy her the bag that she wanted but bought it for Kylie instead. Yeah, she hoards all of those things and she keeps them somewhere, and she's not even really wearing them, or we never see her in those things. They're just stuck somewhere just so that they could be there safe. Her style, the style of her home, are very minimalistic. In fact, there's nothing there. I mean, we know that her house echoes when you walk around. The way she's dressing on all the interviews is very plain, very boring, I'd say. So who is she collecting those things for, and why? Clothes and bags and things that they want to be worn, they're meant to be worn. So why would she just stockpile them somewhere? That's very interesting point, and I think it has to do something with the trust issues. She trusts things more than she trusts people in her life. And for that, there's another point that I've found out from this interview, is that Kim has folders for every person that she meets, meaning she keeps all the photos, all the messages, everything, all the receipts, as she calls them, in her folder on her computer. And at any point in time, she can just pull up something and show you, oh, you said this, I remember, and now you're saying something different, or we've discussed this and remember. That's a very strange thing to me personally. I mean, I can understand, like, the photos of your kids and everything, we want to keep all of those things in our lives, but all the messages, and like it's almost like a folder of your relationship with Kim, which is a very particular dynamic in your relationship when you know that some person has all those things on you kept somewhere safe. That's how would that make you feel? That's a very controlling aspect of Kim's life. And again, this might be something to do with the trust issues, because I cannot imagine that a regular person would be keeping all those blackmail on somebody, even if it's not a blackmail, just to have all your relationship written down somewhere in folders and archived and numbered. That's a bit special. She's, again, this strange dynamic that she has in her life with other people. I mean, she talks only good things about other people, but we know that nobody can say just only good things about somebody. There must be something that went wrong, especially if there is a conflict that is very well known, just as the one that they had obviously with Kanye. So even though she says only good things, we know there's some insight that we just don't know, or she doesn't want to discuss. And that mask of goodness, I think, slipped a little bit when she was asked what kind of a man would you date next? Would be a basketball player or a rapper or something? And she said, "Oh, I think a lawyer or a longevity specialist, so he can tell me all the secrets." And at this moment, I realized that she does use men as a source. She wouldn't date somebody if it wasn't sourceful for her. Um, just like we can speculate, but that's just like many people say that she married Chris Humphrey only to become famous, or that she married Kanye West so that she could raise her popularity, which is I'm not saying that she didn't love those people or she didn't have the relationship with them, but just she wouldn't be in a relationship with them if they were not sourceful. She wouldn't love them if they were not sourceful for her. That's a bit different. That's we're all kind of guilty of that, let's be honest. And this is nothing bad to say about her, just if we want to get to know her better, I think that's a very important point. She wants men to be resourceful, which is fair. Men want the same from us, really. So yeah, so now she's on this path of becoming a lawyer, and that she takes care of herself and her health. So yeah, now she would like to date a lawyer or a longevity specialist. Not surprising. Again, if we're talking about masks that slip, remember when she went to Met Gala wearing all black and even had a black mask? And so on the podcast, she was asked whether she took it off when she went for dinner, and she said no. She actually left it on for the duration of the whole dinner. She didn't eat, she didn't drink. I don't know if she's spoken to anybody. I can imagine that it could have been strange to talk in a full mask to somebody, or I don't know how good you could hear her really. But yeah, she was asked like, well, wasn't that weird? And she said, no, I was in a character, and no, she said I was committed. She didn't say that I was in a character. She said I was committed, which is I mean, it sounds very performative from straight from the back, but I think maybe it wasn't that hard for her because she is used to wearing the mask the whole time when she's in public, and wearing the mask that time might have actually felt a bit more like a relief for her. Finally, she didn't have to maintain her face. Finally, she didn't have to talk to anybody. Finally, she could just be there and watch everybody else without being a performance herself. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, like when you have somebody sitting next to you that is fully covered, and not talking, not drinking, not really doing anything. I mean, you kind of forget that they're there, I guess. So maybe people behaved a bit differently because they kind of forgot that she was sitting there. So maybe it was interesting for her to see other people, how they act when she's not around. So that was a very interesting thing to find out about Kim. And the last thing I think I've noticed was that she's using this word like a lot, and I think all the Kardashians use it a lot, and in general all the Americans use the word like a lot. But what I've noticed about Kim is that she tends to use it more when she's not talking about anything that has to do with business. When she's talking about business, about her company, about her projects, she rarely uses the word like. But once she starts talking about her kids or man, then there's like, and it's if you take a look at the interview, the podcast, you will notice it right away. At some point, I think even Brett Cooper started using the word like too much for my liking. What is it has to do? Has it anything to do with anything? I don't know, but is it insecurities? Is it priorities? I don't know what to put it down to. I mean, we can all speculate and guess for ourselves, I guess. But yes, she definitely feels more confident when she's talking about business. I think that's because she's focused way more on her work, on her job, which is very admirable, and less on all these other things in her life. But maybe it's just insecurities, or maybe she just doesn't want to talk about those things. Or maybe again, if we go back to the trust issues, and trust issues sounds like this bad term, but that I don't mean it this way. I mean it, that there is something there that we don't know, and might be interesting to explore. So it's trust relationships. I don't know, trust patterns, let's call them. When she has this strange dynamic when it comes to relationship with people. I don't think she trusts anybody except maybe for her family. But even then, we see it day to day. I mean, we don't have to discuss this tape that Kim is famous for, but allegedly is leaked by her mother. Would you trust your mother if she did it this way? Or that recent thing that she mentioned on the podcast when she shared with her mom the bag that she wanted to get again. And her mom knows that how attached she is to things, and still she gave it to the other daughter. Would you trust a person after they behave this way, or would you literally just keep all the text and all the messages just to prove them that they're wrong? I don't know. So yeah, I think there's really something to do with trust, something to do with relationship with people, because this just screams at me as a viewer when I see this interview. But I don't know. Maybe have some different experience. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe have a different opinion. But that's it for me now. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and comment your thoughts, and I will try to do another one. A video like this, and I'm sure it will be better than this one, because this is my first video ever. Thank you, and bye.